Hey YouTube, Jeepin Bubba here. Today we have a question. Are the improvements I made on my off-road trailer actually improvements? Do they make the suspension and the ride good? If you haven't seen it, we had this trailer out on the Georgia Traverse and it was bumpy as all get out, had a short tongue, hard to back up. It was just, it was good but not great. So we're wondering if it's great. We camped last night, we're here in Linville Gorge. We're shooting over to Hurricane Creek to do a little wheeling. We're gonna film that for you and see what the trailer can actually do, and then we'll do a walk around of the trailer as well. Strap in, let's go get a ride on and see what the trailer's all about. passenger. Alright guys, just got done with Hurricane Creek. Everything worked out well. There was some hairy moments. It's definitely gotten way more rutted than last time I was here in the LJ, but we had a good time and the trailer performed well. It was a little bouncy. If I have to, well, first of all, we'll answer the question. Yes, it has improved greatly, and I'll walk through a few of those things, but it definitely was still bouncy, but it has improved. What has really been a huge improvement is the tongue that we've done on it, and so I'll walk you through that real quick, and yeah. Okay guys, a quick rundown of what this already had, and then I'll tell you a few things that we've done that has made some improvements. So if you haven't seen our past video of kind of the walk around of the trailer, basically bought this trailer from Lowe's. We did a lift kit on it. We did a axle over lift, added 35-inch tires. These are some Mastercraft tires on some Mamba wheels. They're actually the same model as that I have on my Jeep. They're 17s, and they're the M27 Mamba. We welded in this rack here that holds the tent. It has a front runner rooftop tent, and we welded on the back some stabilizer jacks. So that's one of the things we've done is add these stabilizer jacks, so when you're up in the tent, it's nice and stable and not rocking left to right. And then we had added in a hitch. That way you can, bring a bicycle with you or a cargo basket or something like that. Also, we welded in the hitch. We added a cross member that we then added shocks to. So if you get down low, you'll see those shocks. Those are actually shocks for an ATV. They have springs on them, and we thought that might help a little bit with the bounciness. It definitely has helped with the axle wrap, and it's definitely helped it maybe not quite so bouncy. So those are shocks that we got off the ATV, and it does help with axle wrap not roll as much. So I've noticed it was not quite as bumpy, but it's still loose springs. It's still pretty bumpy. We do air down the tires. I have them about 20. We were discussing, I think I might take them down to 18, 16, 18, something like that on trails like this, maybe even a little bit 15, something like that, because there's not a ton of weight going on this trailer. So some of the things that we've added that were a little bit of improvements just specifically for this trip is we welded in, we added a 7-foot tongue. Now, this was a 4.5-foot tongue from the factory, and some of the issues we had is when we came onto hills that were steep, the tent was almost coming into the back of the Jeep, and then also, if we needed to open this door, sometimes we couldn't. It limited us. So we went ahead and added a 7-footer, and when we did that, we welded in a lock and roll hitch. So this was probably the biggest game changer of the weekend. This is a thing called lock and roll. It changes from kind of being like a pencil style, but it's smooth as butter. We welded in the receiver side, and then on the Jeep side, it's just a kit that just goes into a 2-inch receiver and has a pin. What that allows is a lot of articulation, so when the Jeep is at one angle, the trailer can be at another angle. Also, it allows us to really jackknife this trailer in a tight turnaround situation. It's really a game changer. It's really helped us this weekend. Having the longer tongue and having that hitch, we've been able to fit in some really tight places and get around some things. Also, welded on this tongue box, we added a V to support the actual tongue, and we added the tongue box, and that's got a lock on it, and it's got all of our recovery gear, stuff that we use to stabilize the tongue when we're camping, some tools, an air compressor. So that's been really nice, having that extra storage and that tongue box. Something we may do in the future is add a battery in here and do some solar on it. But definitely, I would say that the shocks added maybe like a 10% improvement over the last time I rode it, ride quality wise. But towing it on the road and towing it off road, this longer tongue and this lock and roll system, huge improvement, massive improvement. It's definitely been better for off-roading, and I really like the way that it worked. And I'm definitely going to be using these in the future. Basically, we're going to be building these trailers to sell, and this is kind of the prototype. I already have one just about built. It's almost ready to go. I think we're going to list it for sale. If you're watching this and it's the first day of August, we probably have it, well, I won't have this video up today. Today's first day of August, we'll probably have this posted second or third day of August. The trailer's probably already listed for sale. So by the time you're seeing this video, trailer's probably already listed for sale. That one has a 6-foot tongue on it, and all day long I was bugging my wife. I was like, I wish I'd done 6 foot on ours. I'm testing the 7. There's a couple of times where it almost dragged a little bit on rocks, and it looks a little goofier than the 6 foot. But all in all, it was nice. Never really had issues with it swinging around trees and stuff like that. So having the 7 foot's easier to back up, and this thing is so much easier to back up now than it was when we had the 4.5-inch tongue. So that was it. We brought it up this weekend. We were able to camp with our friend Russ, Adventure Russ, and some guys from the Good Bros Jeep Club, Nathan and Andrew, and had a good time with them. And then ran some gravel roads, got to see some epic views, crossed all of North Carolina, ate some barbecue, had some beer, and, well, not all, but like 2-hour drive. And then ran up here and did Hurricane. It took about an hour and a half, 2 hours or so. Usually it's about 30 minutes when I don't have a trailer, but we went nice and slow. We had some real cool off-camera stuff. There's going to be some awesome pictures on Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing. And, yeah, we had a great day. The trailer performed well. This trail was probably about, like, the most I would take this trailer on. Not that it couldn't do harder, but this was really, like, kind of pushing what I built the trailer for. I really built it for forestry roads, you know, kind of just getting into some, you know, depends on how you grade trails, but like a 4 or 5 trail or a yellow trail, not necessarily something that's a red. Not that Hurricane Creek's super hard, but there's definitely some off-camber, some steep areas, and things like that. So, but we could take it back through here again, and there were some camp spots, and we might do that, and just take it nice and slow, and it worked out well. So we're getting eaten up by mosquitoes, so we're going to wrap this video up. Go check out Max Patch, and I hope you have an adventure in your future. I'm Jeepin Bubba. Eat your prunes, and we'll be seeing you.